Look, if you're a knowledge professional, you totally know the feeling. You've hit a wall with tools like ChatGPT. They're clever, for sure, but they're not really partners, are they? Today, we're going to dive into why a tool like Rebel is playing a completely different game.
And this right here, it just hits the nail on the head. So many of us are using these powerful AI tools like a simple calculator, just for quick answers, when they have the potential to be a real strategist for our work. So let's break down what it actually takes to make that jump.
Yeah, this is what we call the ChatGPT wall. And I bet it sounds super familiar, right? It's that endless cycle of re-explaining your project, your goals, the whole context every single time. You get that generic advice that doesn't really fit. You just know it's a clever tool, but a true partner? Not quite. It's a really common frustration.
All right, so what's the first huge difference that sets something like Rebel apart? It all boils down to one powerful idea: memory. We're talking about a massive shift from what the sources call session amnesia to a world of what they call persistent context.
And this just lays it all out crystal clear. With a tool like ChatGPT, every single conversation starts from a blank slate. It's got total session amnesia. You have to feed it the same info over and over and over again. Rebel, though, it's built on a foundation of persistent context. It actually remembers your past conversations, and it builds up this knowledge base about you and your work over time. So you might be wondering, how does it actually do that? Well, it's through this really cool feature called spaces. The best way to think of them is like, well, folders with superpowers. This is where Rebel's memory lives, where it learns, and where it grows, whether you set one up for a team, a specific project, or even just your own personal workspace.
Okay, let's see how this actually works in a real-world scenario. Let's say you're a business leader, and you ask Rebel a huge strategic question, something like, should we expand into the European market?
Now, your standard AI would just spit out a generic list of pros and cons, right? But just look at Rebel's response. Based on our conversation last month about Q3 capacity constraints, should we address that systemic issue first? Whoa, this is a total game changer. It's not just answering your question, it's challenging your thinking by connecting something you talked about a month ago to a decision you need to make today. That's a thought partner.
Okay, so that powerful memory, that's the foundation. That's piece number one. Now let's build on that and look at the second major pillar, how Rebel connects all the dots for you, moving you away from manual context gathering to truly automated synthesis. I mean, this is our life right now, isn't it? The sources call it the context scramble, and it's so accurate. To ask one good question, you have to open your email, then jump over to Slack to find that one key message. Then you got to dig through Google Drive for that one specific paragraph. Then you cram it all into the prompt and just cross your fingers and hope for the best. It's exhausting. So, the Rebel way, it's the complete opposite. It just knows. It's designed to search across all of your connected tools automatically. No more scrambling, it just happens. And this is what makes that possible. I mean, take a look at the sheer breadth of this connector ecosystem. We're not talking about a couple of basic plugins here. Rebel is designed to plug into your entire business stack. From your Google Workspace and Microsoft 365 to core project tools like Notion and Jira, all the way to Salesforce. All right, so you take that persistent memory, you add in this incredible automated synthesis, and what do you get? You get the third, and honestly the most important piece of the puzzle, a true AI thought partner. This is the big shift from just getting generic answers to actually receiving contextual challenges. This table just puts it all into sharp relief, doesn't it? For company context, with ChatGPT, you're constantly spoon-feeding it info. With Rebel, it has your full knowledge base ready to go. For integrations, it's the difference between some basic plugins and your entire business stack. And that changes who the tool is even for. It goes from a general tool to one that's really built for non-technical pros trying to solve complex business problems.
And if you want to see what that new power looks like in a single prompt, here it is. Prep me for the 3 p.m. with Acme Corp by reviewing all our past emails, meeting notes, and Slack messages to find the biggest blocker and opportunity. Just stop and think about what you're asking there for a second. You're not just asking for a summary, you're asking for strategic insight based on the complete history of your relationship. That's a whole different ballgame.
So when you pull all of this together, it becomes really clear we're not just looking at a better version of the same old thing. We're talking about a whole new AI paradigm here, one that moves way beyond just simple task execution.
And this right here is the ultimate takeaway, the big mental shift. The old way of thinking was all about how can I do this task faster? The new paradigm is about how can we have smarter collaboration? It's not just about speed anymore, it's about having a partner that elevates your thinking.
Which really brings us to the final question you've got to ask yourself. The question isn't whether your AI is smart. We know they're smart. The real question is your AI an intern that you have to constantly manage and re-explain things to, or is it a strategist that actually helps you win?